Hey now, it's Sharon, and I'm back to share another idea on how to reform the police. I didn't say abolish, I said reform. If you're new to the channel, I'm a retired detective. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the US, and I was also in the military. I'm sharing my experiences along with my perspective on how to reform the police. And I've shared a number of different ideas so far throughout the videos. And I wanted to share this idea. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we got off on the conversation of policing here in the US and is it working? And of course, a lot of people, plus the friend, said it's working as it should. And so it led me to think about, why did I get into policing and the whole idea of trying to help folks and stop crime and get the bad guy. Those were all ideas that I held. And getting into policing, I quickly realized that there were bad guys, of course. I had to arrest them, but we were so much more. We were counselors, managers, teachers, preachers, referees, managers, and I saw more of that than crime fighting. And I think people that get into policing don't realize you wear so many other hats. And I've talked about this in other videos. But for the person that's getting into policing or recently became a police officer, you're going to wear so many different hats. And crime fighter is one that you put on probably not every day. The manager, you're going to get a call where teenagers are fighting and they just need separation. You're going to get calls where maybe they're elderly and they just want to talk. So now you're the counselor, or, just listening. You're going to get calls for things like, I didn't get enough to eat, and now they're fussing. It's not a crime, but I actually had a call like that. So as getting into policing, you wear so many different hats. And then when I think back to the training that we received, we touched on a little bit of each, but not enough that it helped to some degree when you showed up, because a lot of times we hold the perspective of crime fighters. So we're trying to figure out what law was broken and how do we identify the aggressor and who we taking to jail. But 80%, 90% of your calls, there's no crime committed. And like I said, you wear these hats and you put on the referee t-shirt. Now you got to put on the manager hat and the counselor because there's a teenager depressed because he got bad grades. And he's thinking about, doing something not right. And you're talking to him and you talk him out of it and help him realize that, the next day comes and things get a little bit better and you have a chance to get a better grade. That's actually happened. I don't think people realize that when you get into policing, it's just not about crime fighting. It isn't. And so, like I said, I have a plan, and I incorporated into the plan volunteering before you get there, before you become a police officer. Actually go through the recruit training. And volunteering needs to be a part of the plan your whole career with the agency, whatever agency. Volunteering needs to happen at least 4 times a year. And like I said, I have that in my plan on how to reform the police. Volunteering will allow you to see other folks, see other groups, poor, rich, different ethnicities, nationalities, and that'll help you gain better knowledge of how to deal with things. And I think it'll help you too. Knowing how other people live, that always helps. And that should be a part of the policing. I just want to share that little bit with you. I'll share on part 3 of this next week. But yeah, take a look at our online store. The link is in the description. I created, the firefighter notebook is in the link for the description, because I talked about that in my book and how firefighting, I used to go to their lunchroom and that was a safe space for me. And that notebook is on that link. But I created some other notebooks with their own links straight to Amazon. You can check those out if you want. The link for those are in the description. And always remember, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.